In the meantime, a former presidential candidate of the PDP, Atiku Abubakar, has called on political leaders and stakeholders to take decisive steps to protect Nigeria's democracy. In his Independence Day message on Monday, Atiku stressed the need for a unified effort to reclaim Nigeria's democratic ideals from looming threats of oppression. He noted that the 64th independence anniversary is not only a time for celebration, but also opportunity to honor the resilience of Nigerians who believe in the nation's potential. Atiku expressed concern over the declining credibility of the electoral process, blaming the ruling class for undermining its integrity. He also called for a strong, united opposition to safeguard a brighter future for the country. And to talk about this, we're joined by the Executive Director of Not So Young to Lead Initiative, and that's Elvis Akpobi. Good evening. Glad to have you join me on the news.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Talking about Nigeria at 64, that's tomorrow, October 1st. How have issues of governance and corruption, of course, evolved in Nigeria over the past years?
Okay, for me, it's a very difficult time to be a Nigerian, and owing to the fact that it seems as if as we keep celebrating every independence, it seems as if our electoral system, the trust between citizens and the electoral umpire is declining, the high rate of insecurity, hunger, the value of the naira reduces daily. It goes to show that things are not working the way they ought to work. And in as much as we have a president at the center at the moment, his campaign promises was a renewed hope, but at the moment, it seems as if all hopes are lost. But I will not, like people always say, they appeal for more time and all that, but it's time the president and every stakeholder come together, make policies that will make Nigeria habitable. Because at the moment, there are a lot of things going on in Nigeria today that are not inspiring. The lapse of young people are escaping Nigeria, not because they know it seems like the land is green on the other side, but they just want to leave because it seems as if there is no hope back here in the country.
Now, talking about Nigerians now, what do you think are the prevailing sentiments as we look forward to tomorrow marking Nigeria at 64? Do you feel or sense that sense of national identity as we celebrate this anniversary?
No, we don't have it. That's one of our division at the moment. We don't have a national identity as Nigerians. We are divided by ethnicity, we are divided by party lines, we are divided by social strata. At the moment, I can categorically say there's no middle class in Nigeria. And any society that doesn't have a middle class, the economy will always decline, and there will always be high rate of unemployment, insecurity, and that's how we got here. So for me, a lot of people, ordinarily, when people want to celebrate the independence of their country, you see this happiness, you see this enthusiasm. I can categorically tell you that there's nothing to be happy about as we celebrate the 64th independence of our country. But we don't have any other country apart from Nigeria. For me, I don't have any other country apart from Nigeria. We will not give up in reshaping the future of our country. Everybody, both stakeholders, leaders, even citizens, will have to come together and make this country work.
Now, let's talk about the youths of Nigeria. How do you think the Nigerian youths have engaged so far with national issues, and what role do they play or can they play in shaping the country's future as we mark this anniversary?
Yes, Nigeria today is overwhelmed with 70% young people as population, but when we consistently see careless display of incompetence by those who contracted governance with our votes, it becomes easy to be helpless and hopeless. But I will still urge every Nigerian youth that amidst this bleakness, amidst this hardship, there are still people who are changing the narrative. It's time we come together and have a unifying factor to put this country where it ought to be. And the future of our country lies in our actions and inactions. Our blunders today will become the bonding of the next generation. So I want to urge every Nigerian youth to celebrate 54 years independence tomorrow that let's not give up on this country. Let's not be complacent. Let's come together, strategize, and resist the bleakness we're faced with as a country. Let's let those who are making wrong policies for us know that there's a generation of young people they need to negotiate with.
Okay, in closure, forward-looking now, what do you think the opportunities are, for Nigeria to mark Nigeria at 64?
We're blessed with crude oil. We're blessed with agriculture. We have land for agriculture. I think it's time government at all levels focus on agriculture, tech, than this mono economy we're running, that our economy is being regulated by the rise and fall of the crude oil, which for me is not too good. And let's not forget too that there are other alternative sources of energy coming up. I wonder if the value of the crude oil we have today will still be the value to have in the next 10 years. Let's plan towards the future, and above all, let's come together and make this country better. Because Nigeria is blessed. We're just plagued with bad policies and leadership. It's time to get it right. Let's place Nigeria first before our personal interests.
All right, thank you so much. And must I say, happy independence in advance. Elvis Akpobi, not too young to lead initiative. Many thanks indeed.